Okay, and today's lecture is about a review. What we've learned during the last several days. On the topic about ego construct. What is ego construct mean? Okay, what does it mean? And as always, I will do the prayer for us first. So let's do the prayer. Let's sit upright, place our palms together, and concentrate on the prayer below. We take refuge with our kind mentor, Benny. We take refuge with Shakyamuni Buddha. We take refuge with all the triple jewel of the 10 directions and the 3 periods of time. Thus, for opening future, then surpassed profound and wonderful Dharma in hundreds of millions of years is difficult to encounter. We now see and hear it, receive and behold it, and we vow to fathom the Tathagata's true meaning, and we vow to practice the Tathagata's true way, and we vow to attain the Tathagata's true state. We vow that we can spontaneously express the Buddha's understanding, Buddha's view, Buddha's wisdom, Buddha's merit and virtue, Buddha's capability and Buddha's state through our actions, speech, and thoughts. We also vow that all the living beings can enter into the Buddha's understanding, Buddha's view, Buddha's wisdom, Buddha's merit and virtue, Buddha's capability and Buddha's state all into us. So that's the prayer for today's review. Okay. Yeah, let's go ahead. What have we learned last week? Not last week. In the past several days, and the sentence 26 where we've learned, we're told by the society, the outer, because from the outer side, we are told by the society, and we are labeled by the society. Yeah, while the actors or actress in the society, yeah, in the outer aspect, in the outer world, we act as an actress, and we have our responsibilities, and we have our labels by the society and the culture. And in the inner world, we're slaves to the deeper unconscious biological craving and aversion. Actually, yeah, we're grasped by the afflictions such as craving and aversion. Also means desire and hatred, love and hatred, such kind of issue. And then let's go ahead with the sentence 27. 27, yeah. It reveals the real. What is real? What is the real of the real issue of ego construct? Is nothing but the impulse to repeat. So this is the ego construct. Yeah, just a kind of affliction. Yeah, such as a feeling for thinking and the impulse to repeat. And then it tells us the habits, and yeah, from non-arising, actually from the true self, from nothing, and yeah, the habit coming into being. Yeah, you can see that there is a tendency, yeah, spontaneously leads you to repeat, leads you to act with the impulse. So that's it. That's the whole sentences, that whole paragraph with 3 sentences together. Let's double check. Yeah, we've learned here. We're told who we are about society and our culture, and at the same time we're slaves to the deep unconscious biological craving and aversion that governs our choices. The ego construct is nothing more than the impulse to repeat. It is simply the path the energy once took and the tendency for the energy to take that path again, whether it is positive or negative for the organism. Organism, it means the physical and mental system, also the body and mind, also our body and mind. Okay, let's go to the video and let it repeat. And if possible, let's go ahead with the recitation of the whole sentence, okay? And the whole paragraph, sorry. The whole paragraph. Okay, let's listen to the video first.
The majority of people who are engaged in religious or spiritual practice stomach than the product one is to learn to verbal continuum. There are endless levels of memory or mind, spirals within spirals. Endless level, whether it took more than the governs or slave we are by our. We're told who we are by our society and our culture. And at the same time, we're slaves to the deeper unconscious biological craving and aversion that governs our choices. The ego construct is nothing more than the impulse to repeat. It's simply the path that energy once took, and the tendency for the energy to take that path again, whether it is positive or negative for the organism. We're told who we are by our society and our culture. And at the same time, we're slaves to the deeper unconscious biological craving and aversion that governs our choices. The ego construct is nothing more than the impulse to repeat. It's simply the path that energy once took, and the tendency for the energy to take that path again, whether it is positive or negative for the organism.
Yeah, that's the whole paragraph. And it reminds me of the Shurangama Sutra. In the Shurangama Sutra, at last the Buddha told us that the truth of who we are. Yeah, we're told by society, our society, that who we are, such as Alice works as acts as a mother for her children, and I works as employer for somebody. So that's it. So that's the society. From the outer world. There is a label from society, and from the inner world, we're slaves by our afflictions, such as the greed and hatred. Yeah, we are not ourselves. We're just slaves to them. So yeah, in the Shurangama Sutra, that the Buddha told us who we are. We are the true self, not the outer, not the actress, the names and fame, the names from the outer world, not as labeled by the society. And actually, who we are the true self, the true nature. And from our inner world, we are not the biological craving and aversion, right? Actually, the biological craving and aversion, they are the evil grasping minds, not ourselves. The demons, right? Evil grasping minds, not ourselves. If we free ourselves from the outer and inner world, there is no impulse to repeat, no false thinking, and also no feeling. Nor is there anything lead us to the tendency. So, according to my best knowledge, I think this paragraph, can explain in this view, with the Buddha's view in this way. If we free ourselves from the outer and inner world, the outer world were labeled by the society, such as we are employees, we are workers, and also we are fathers, mothers, such as this, and from the inner world we are slaves to the demons, such as the desire, greed, and hatred. If we free ourselves from the inner and the outer world, there is no impulse to repeat, nor is there any tendency. So, in that way, we are in the state of samadhi. Obviously, we will achieve samadhi, and we will attain the Buddha's right understanding, right view, and right everything. So that's it. Now let's go ahead with the recitation. Okay, this is a big challenge because there are three long sentences linking together. It needs us to make efforts to keep them in memory. So let's listen to the video, and at the first beginning, I think we can sentence by sentence and then link it together. Okay, the first sentence is,
We're told who we are by our society and our culture. At the same time, we're slaves to the deeper unconscious biological craving and aversion that governs our choices.
Yeah, who would like to try to recite this sentence? We're told who we are about society and culture, and at the same time, we're slaves to the deeper unconscious biological craving and aversion that governs our choices. From the outer and inner world, who we are. We are labeled by the society and culture, and from the inner world, we are slaves to our craving and aversion, right? So this sentence, who would like to try to recite for us? Okay, Grace, you first. Hello, Grace. How are you today?
Yes, thank you so much. Good morning, Edie.
Good morning.
Yes,
And I just said we can review it sentence by sentence. So first sentence, would you like to read it?
yeah,
No, read it from memory. Recite it, please.
yes. We are told who we are by our society and our culture, and at the same time, we are slaves to the deeper unconscious biological craving and the version, that govern our choices. Yes, our choices.
Okay. You're amazing. Thank you so much, Grace. You
Yes,
did it.
thank you.
You made it. Good job. Thank you. And then Daisy, your time, please.
Yeah, hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Okay. We are told we are our society and our culture. And at the same time, we are slaves to the deeper unconscious. The deeper unconscious has a lot to the deeper unconscious privy and the version that governs our choices.
Yes.
So can I try again?
Yeah, and there is a adjective. Adjective. Yeah, have you seen?
Yes.
Yeah, such as the baby birds need to be fit. So the biological craving, the biological, yeah, the born with such kind of craving. Okay, you please repeat it.
Yeah, okay. We are told who we are by our society and our culture. And at the same time, we are slaves to the deeper unconscious biological craving, the version that governs our choices. Okay, thank you.
Wow, so fluently this time. Yeah, you did so well. Thank you so much, Daisy. I will follow you. Please keep an eye for me, okay? Yeah. I will copy it out. On the screen. Oh, yes, in this way, in a picture format. All right, I will do that for you. We're told about society. And our culture, and at the same time, we're slaves to the deeper unconscious biologic craving and aversion that governs our choices. Yeah, okay, one more time. We're told who we are about society and our culture, and at the same time, we're slaves to the deeper unconscious biological craving and aversion that governs our choices. Well, is there any fault among my recitation? In my recitation, we're told who we are about society and our culture, and at the same time, we're slaves to the deeper unconscious biological craving and aversion that governs our choices. Yes, thank you so much, Daisy, for listening. And let's go ahead with the sentence 2.
We're told who we are by our society and our culture. And at the same time, we're slaves to the deeper unconscious biological craving and aversion that governs our choices. The ego construct is nothing more than the impulse to repeat. The ego construct is nothing more than the impulse to repeat. The ego construct is nothing more than the impulse to repeat.
Yeah, what is the ego construct is, or what the ego construct is. The ego construct is nothing more than the impulse to repeat. Yeah, the stress is on the first syllable, impulse, and also nothing more than. Yeah, who would like to try to recite it? Oh, Daisy, you are ready. Yeah, you please. It's your floor. You please.
The ego construct is nothing more than the impulse to repeat. The ego construct is nothing more than the impulse to repeat.
Wow, that's correct. Exactly. I really enjoy your recitation in the right intonation. Yeah, you're so great. Thank you, Daisy. And then Grace. Hello, Grace.
Yes.
Your turn now. Yeah,
Yes.
just do it, please.
Yeah. I recite it.
Yes.
The ego contrast is nothing more than the impact to repeat.
Wow. Yes, that's
Yeah.
correct.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, every just syllable is right. Yeah, you're amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Hello, Maggie. How are you? Good morning.
Hello, good morning. How are you? I'm good, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Please recite it for us.
Sure. The ego construct, The ego construct is nothing more than an impulse to repeat. Once again, please.
Yeah.
The ego construct is nothing more than an impulse to repeat.
Wow. Yeah. You're so, yeah, in an authentic way, native speaker. I really enjoy it. Thank you. Thank you. Maggie, talented. Thank you. Now, this is okay, I will repeat it. Thank you, fellow Maggie, to repeat it. The ego impulse, the ego construct is nothing more than the impulse to repeat. Impulse to repeat. The ego construct is nothing more than the impulse to repeat. Okay, that's it. Let's go ahead. The last sentence.
The ego construct is nothing more than the impulse to repeat. It's simply the path that energy once took, and the tendency for the energy to take that path again, whether it is positive or negative for the organism. It's simply the path that energy once took, and the tendency for the energy to take that path again, whether it is positive or negative for the organism. It's simply the path that energy once took, and the tendency for the energy to take that path again, whether it is positive or negative for the organism. It's simply the path that energy once took, and the tendency for the energy to take that path again, whether it is positive or negative for the organism. It's simply the path that energy once took, and the tendency for the energy to take that path again, whether it is positive or negative for the organism.
Yeah, who like to try to recite it? And yeah, it's not so difficult. It's simply the path, and yeah, it is simply the path and the tendency. Which kind of path that energy once took? The tendency. Which kind of tendency? For the energy, the tendency for the energy to take that path again. This kind of tendency. And then followed by a subordinate clause of concession. Yeah, whether it's positive or negative for the organism. Okay, Daisy, you are ready. So welcome to recite for us. You please.
Okay, let me try. It's simply the path that energy wants to, and the tendency for the energy to take that path again, whether it is positive or negative to the organism.
Oh, genius. Yeah,
For the organism. Okay, sorry.
okay. You really have a good memory. So would you like to repeat it?
Yes,
Please.
it is simply the path. It is simply the path that energy once took, and the tendency for the energy to take that path again, whether it is positive or negative for the organism. Okay, thank you.
Ah, yes, perfect. Thank you so much, Daisy, for your excellent recitation. So who will be next one? Yes, please, Maggie. We really enjoy your reading. Yeah, please get a mic and read for us.
Thanks, indeed. It's simply the path that energy once took, and the tendency for the energy to take that path again, whether it's positive or negative for the organism.
Wow, yes, really enjoyable. So,
Thank you. Try to recite it later on.
Yeah. So,
Alright,
can you recite it now?
recite it now.
No, okay, later, no worries.
Later, yeah, thank you. I take a bit of time to memorize it.
Okay, no worries. I will do that before you. Okay, yes. It is simply the path that energy was took, and the tendency for the path and the tendency for the energy to take that path again, whether it's positive or negative for the organism. Okay, one more time. It's simply the path that energy once took, and the tendency for the energy to take that path again, whether it's positive or negative for the organism. Okay, that's it. I finished my reciting. Thank you. And then, Grace, you are ready. You please get the mic and recite for us. Hiya.
嗨，到我了吗
Yes, 到你了。
？Yes, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, it's your turn. I'm
Yes,
sorry. I feel sorry.
I
You
recite
please.
it. Okay. It's simply the past that it's simply the past. 哎呀，怎么忘了？It's simply the path that energy once took，对吗？
Yes,
Yes.
correct.
It's simply the path that energy once took. The tendency to take that path again.
Yes.
And the tendency for the energy to take that path again. Whether it's positive or negative for the organism.
Wow, bingo! You did it. Well
You-
done.
yeah,
Yeah,
thank you so
you
much.
did it. And at the first time and the tendency for the energy, you forgot, you missed for the energy, but you realize it at last. Yeah, you are
Yeah,
amazing. Thank you.
thank you so much.
Yeah, a big challenge, right? Yeah, interesting. Thank you for being with me. And hello, Maggie. Are you ready now for this time? And anybody wants to try to link three sentences together? No worries, Maggie. Just take it easy. No worries. Take it easy. Okay, take it easy. Okay. Yeah, Daisy, please recite the whole sentence and the whole paragraph for us. You please.
Okay. Let me try. We are told who we are by our society and our culture, and at the same time, we are slaves to the deeper unconscious biological craving and aversion that governs our choices. The ego construct is nothing more than the impulse to repeat. It is simply the pause that energy wants to, and the tendency for the energy to take that pause again, whether it is positive or negative for the organism.
Wow. Yeah, for my.
Thank you.
Yes, Samnam, I sing highly praises for you. A good memory. Yeah, you're amazing. Talented. Yes. Yeah, there are so many flowers and claps for you. You're amazing. Thank you, Daisy. So, Grace, would you like to take this chance to do the challenge, to face this challenge? Yeah, inspired by you. I really, yeah, same here.
背全部的吗？还是什么
Yeah, the whole sentence, three sentences together.
？OK，我来说一下，我的
Try
妈
to
的，我
do
那个
it.
记得住
Please,
哦。
no worries. Yeah, okay.
Yes, OK。 We are told who we are by our society and our culture, and at the same time we are told, and at the same time we are slaves to the deeper, to the deeper, to the deeper and conscious biological craving and the version 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 our choices. The ego contrast is nothing more than past to repeat. It is simply the past. It's simply the past that it's simply the past that energy to take. 不是，it's simply it's simply to take that. 不是， it's simply to the energy to the one 什么 one two. It is simply to it is simply the it is simply it is simply the past that energy wants to and the tendency to the and the tendency for and the tendency for the energy to take that path again, whether it's positive or negative for the organism, 对吧? Yeah.
Yeah, you did it. Amazing. At last you, yeah, bingo, bingo.
Thank
You
you so
achieved it. You achieved it. Thank you so much. A big challenge. Yeah, for me, I will follow you. I will follow you, Grace. Okay. Please keep an eye for me. Yeah, Daisy, are you still with us? Oh, Maggie, could you keep an eye for me? I'm to recite these three sentences together. Okay. We're told who we are by our society and our culture. And at the same time, we're slaves. We're slaves to the deeper unconscious biological craving and aversion that governs our choices. The ego construct is nothing more than the impulse to repeat. It's simply the past. It's simply the past that the energy once took, and the tendency for the energy to take that path again, whether it's positive or negative for the organism. Okay, one more time. Thank you. We're told who we are by our society and our culture, and at the same time, we're slaves to the deeper unconscious biological craving and aversion that governs our choices. The ego construct is nothing more than the impulse to repeat. It's simply the path that energy once took, and the tendency for the energy to take that path again, whether it's positive or negative for the organism. Yeah, that's it. Thank you. Thank you for being with me and listening. And also, Maggie, thank you. Okay, yeah, well, I need to understand it first and then to recite it. Yeah, I cannot respond in a quick way. Okay. Yeah, Daisy, you're amazing. So thank you so much. And for this, from the Buddha Dharma aspect, I will repeat it. Yeah, because we are influenced by our society and our culture. We have the actors, we have the actors in the society. Here we are actors, we are the actors or actresses in society. So we influence by our society and our culture, and we are identified by them, such as here in the BPI association, I'm told I'm a teacher. So I always think I'm a teacher. Yeah, I'm superior than the others. So in that way, yeah, my afflictions, my great, my desire has arisen inside, in my heart. Yeah, inside. In that way, and I will express everything, and even to speak, to act, and to think spontaneously with that kind of desire or hatred desire. Because I'm a teacher, I'm I'm supreme. I'm supreme than the others. I'm higher than the others. So in that way, I become a slave to the inner, to the biological craving, also hatred, because I think I'm good. I'm I'm supreme. I'm good. I'm good than the others. So if uh, somebody go against, somebody goes against with me, yeah, the hatred race the hatred races spontaneously without thinking. So that kind of desire, that kind of a craving and hatred, yeah, leads me, and I have no choice but led by it. So in that way, am I become a slave. What a pity. So in that way, the afflictions such as just now I mentioned, the desire and hatred lead me all the way, and I do the ego construct day by day, even every minute by minute. So in that way, there is an impulse. That kind of also means a trend. You know, trend. The impulse to repeat also trend, and this impulse, this tendency for me to go that way, to do, to speak, to act, to think in that way repeatedly. Yeah. If I speak, if I think, if I act just in that way. So I have no choice, and even I have, I have no thinking over it. I have no thinking of it. Just to repeat, and whatever is positive or negative to my body and mind. So that's the whole paragraph. I just paraphrasing in my own words to link these three sentences together. I'm not sure if you can understand me. So it is terrible. The influence, influence. We are influenced by the outer world, who we are. We are such as I'm the teacher. I'm proud of it. Yeah. And then the desire and hatred rise, rises spontaneously inside. And then I'm a slave, I'm a slave to it, and have no choice. And I use this way, I repeat in this way to think, to speak, and to act. Yeah, I'm superior than the others. Yeah, in that way. And in actually it is not so wise, right? And we're always dancing with such kind of a craving and aversion, dancing with them. and we cannot calm down. We cannot be calm down, and we cannot enter meditation. Not mention the samadhi. Yeah, actually, we repeat that path. We repeat the impulse and to do in that way, and regardless it is good or bad for our mind and body. So yeah, it is terrible. That's the power of influence. You know, the power of influence. Yeah, we are told by the society, we are called by the society, yeah, such as, yeah, Yini is a teacher, such as this. Actually, we are who we are ourselves. We are our true nature, our true self. So that's it. That's the whole paragraph told us in the Buddha Dharma aspect. Okay. Thank you, and thank you for listening, and thank you for doing the review with me together. I think see you next time. Tomorrow we will continue, okay? See you then. Bye.